The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is Collaborate and Win, Technologies with Social at the Core. Our guest speakers today are Feroz Ahmed Khan. He is Director of Global Operations at HCL Technologies. He is the Salesforce guest speaker. And Vijay Iyer, Senior Sales Engineer at Salesforce.com. Feroz Khan is a Global Operations Director, Enterprise Information Solutions for HCL Technologies, a $6 billion global information technology services company and winner of IT Next, India's Future Leader CIO 2011 award. He is also an author of a book, SAP Plant Maintenance, which has been published by Tata McGraw-Hill's India. He is responsible for leading the SAP, non-SAP functional and technical and infrastructure-related business processes of enterprise information solutions, along with other applications to drive functional excellence through building IT capabilities and partnering with the business to deliver our strategic transformation initiatives and to meet the business support and project-related commitments in the most competitive manner in terms of cost, quality, productivity, and delivery. And our guest co-speaker, Vijay Iyer, has been specializing in bringing innovative cloud computing solutions to market for more than 8 years. As a cloud evangelist, Vijay has been helping companies execute their visions of creating connected customer experience with collaboration and mobility at the core. Vijay has a master's in electrical engineering from Arizona State University. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speakers. Over to you, Feroz and Vijay.
All right. Thank you, Aradhana. This is Vijay here. So we also have Feroz.
Thanks, Aradhana. This is Feroz here.
Okay. So thank you everybody for joining us today on this session on Collaborate and Win. So there's going to be 3 parts to today's webinar. So we'll quickly start and talk about what's happening in the industry with respect to current technologies, mobility, social, all of those things. How are they affecting your customers, your employees, everyone within whoever you talk to on a day-to-day basis. And then transfer over to how you could leverage such technologies within your enterprise and specifically within your sales force, your sales team. How do you enable them with the current generation technologies to collaborate internally and win more and be more productive at the end of the day. While we do that, we also have Feroz at the end of it presenting how HCL Technologies will be leveraging Salesforce to enable their sales team be more productive and sell more effectively in the market. So there will be 2 parts. So we'll start with mine where we talk about Salesforce, and then Feroz will take over after that.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. Of course, before we start, a quick safe harbor statement. If at all anyone in the audience is going to make any buying decisions based on today's presentation, please make sure that you make them dependent on what's available today. There might be some forward-looking statements. We will make sure that we call that out if at all we make one. Okay. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Quick introduction regarding Salesforce. Salesforce, you know, I saw it's the #1 cloud computing company in the world. We've been in the market for about 14 years now. We've been rated by Gartner as the world's #1 CRM. While we love that, you know, Gartner ITC has called us the most, you know, #1 CRM in the world, but key thing that's core to our offering, core to our DNA is innovation. And with that, Forbes has called us for the last 3 years as the most innovative company in the world. The reason behind that is we leverage current cloud computing technologies and make it available for enterprises to deploy to their consumers, deploy to their partners, deploy to their employees. So that's where we're coming in. So we're a market leader, been here, and love to share what we've learned over the past 14 years. Um, and most of our audience today, as such, you're from the IT industry. You know how IT industry has transformed. In the past, there was a guy managing a mainframe computer. So, few companies deployed mainframes. From the mainframes, we moved over to client-server technologies, and from client-server technologies, we moved to PCs. And from PCs, you're in the age and now of tablets, mobile phones, and accessing information whenever you want, wherever you want. One key thing that has changed is everything that you access it is internet enabled now. You understand that Mahindra recently released a new electric car, and you can control that electric car using your mobile phone. You can start it, turn it off, start the ignition, start the air conditioning, all of those things remotely. So you are actually communicating with your device on the mobile phone. So the third way of computing is upon us, where internet is at the core, and it's the Internet of Things, where everything is going to be connected. So how do you leverage such technologies for you? Because at the end of the day, anyone accessing that particular device, anyone accessing that particular service, that particular product, driving that particular car, is a customer. Whoever it is, there is a customer behind it. It could be your end customer, or it could be an employee within your company. So behind everything is a customer. So with that in mind, while we are in the age of Internet of Things, and being behind everything, being a customer behind it, we are in the age of Internet of Customers, where you need new ways to ensure that you connect with your customers in a more way where you know exactly who they are, what is their profile, what are the likes, what are the dislikes, and leverage current generation technologies to connect to them effectively. And while we say we are in the age of Internet of Customers and Internet of Things, just a quick snapshot of where the industry is right now. On an aggregate, there are about 4.5 billion social users. These are users, Gen Y users, Gen X users. Who are these users? They have been born and brought up with the internet generation, the social generation, and the email generation. No one has been taught these guys as how to leverage the social technologies. No one has taught them how to download an app and install an app and start communicating with other people. There are about 5 billion smartphones in the industry, and about 40, and it's expected that by 2020 there are going to be about 50 billion connected devices. Your toothbrush is going to be connected. Your car is going to be connected. Your engines are going to be connected for aeroplanes. Everything in this world is going to get connected. So how do you ensure that you come up with a new way to engage with consumers, leveraging current technologies like cloud computing? And unfortunately, while customers want to do that, they want to engage with these consumers who are all over the world. They're accessing this information on the mobile devices. They are on social media. They are everywhere, and they have products that need to connect together. Unfortunately, customers are not able to do that. We see that about 66% of companies lack an in-depth understanding of where exactly these consumers are, where exactly these customers are, what are they doing, who are they interacting with, how are they interacting with customers. And when it comes to your internal sales team, because we are here to talk about HCL Technologies leveraging Salesforce for their internal sales team, and what are the different challenges that a typical sales team has to go through. We have these current generation technologies that is happening outside your company. People are collaborating on social media. People are connecting with their friends and family. People are using mobile devices. People are able to get information, real-time updates when they log into Facebook, because Facebook automatically gives you updates of what's happening. That's happening outside your company. But inside your company, you're still tied down to old systems. You're still tied down to not able to sell effectively because you don't have the right information. You don't have not enough time because you're spending time creating reports, you're spending time creating dashboards, you're creating those daily call reports. You're not leveraging social media to generate leads because there is no enough leads coming in. And at the end of the day, you have reps who don't have the right tools, the new age generation tools to effectively sell. And for managers to get insights as to how are these people selling. So those current challenges that your customers, your sales team within the company feel. And that's mainly because, like I said, systems are siloed. Your spreadsheets are somewhere. You have a document management system that are somewhere. Your employees are on a certain system. Your partners are on a certain system. You have applications that are on a certain system. So you have devices that are connected. None of these systems are connected together. None of them have this seamless flow of information coming in from multiple sources. So there's a disparate systems in place. So to summarize, so you have a sales team who don't have the right tools in hand. You have different systems in hand who are not connected together. And you have outside the company all these tool technologies that are available which connecting your products, services together. So how do you leverage these things? How do you bring those things together? How do you ensure that, like if there are documents everywhere, how do you ensure that you collaborate, you find those documents? A lot of time we see that when people are creating a PowerPoint presentation or a document, you email it back and forth. And few weeks down the line, if you want to reference it back, where do you need to find it? You need to go back to your email and find, okay, what was the document that needs to be? Where was it? What did we discuss? What was the version of the document? When did we update it? So we had documents lying in email. So your documents lying in SharePoint servers somewhere. You have different backend systems having different information. And the key thing to ensure that you sell effectively is to find the right people. Like, how do you know you find the right expert when you're working on a particular services engagement and you need to create a product expert or an SME? How do you need to, if your organization is like Salesforce, you have a 12,000 big organization, how do you ensure you find the right expert for a deal? How do you leverage the expertise that you have built over the last 15 years within your company and leverage it for your sales team? So these are all different things that are happening. So you have the expertise in-house, but you don't know how to leverage it. You have content that is sitting in different systems. You have data sitting in different systems. And you have your customers and your employees and your partners all working separately. There's a disconnected enterprise here. So that's when Salesforce has come up with the concept. Connect is becoming a customer company. What do you mean by becoming a customer company? Essentially, your customer is at the center of the universe. Customer is the center of the universe. All information regarding the customer flows in seamlessly. You connect your employees and ensure and capture the customer's details. You connect your partners and see what kind of engagement they are doing with your customers. You connect your device information and see what kind of device information the customer is using, and any application that you have deployed. So the cloud computing model, which is mobile enabled and social enabled, allows you to connect your employees, partners, and devices together in a whole new way to ensure that you have all the information in hand. With that, then so you have becoming a customer company where you need to connect with people, and especially for today's topic, collaborate and win. Internally for employees to find the right people, for employees to find the right document, employees to find the right information fast, employees to get the right updates faster, and able to access these technologies on your mobile devices. So becoming a customer company not just means connecting your external parties into your ecosystem, but also enabling and leveraging those technologies internally to find the right people, find the right data, find the right information to sell more effectively, and make it available wherever you want it, whenever you want it. So how do you essentially become a customer company? So we're talking about leveraging internet technologies, current generation technology of internet of customers. You'll want to leverage social technologies that are happening outside. How do you become a customer company? How do you become a customer company? How do you become an employee-oriented company where you are connecting with employees, ensure that employees have all the information in hand? How do you ensure that you become a collaborative company at the end of the day? Ensure that you have a connected customer, you have a connected partners, and your company with all the expertise in hand. How do you collaborate and sell effectively internally? So that's what we'll also be demonstrating. Quick 5-minute demonstration right after this to see how can Salesforce be used to enable your internal teams to become a more collaborative team of sales team, high performance sales team to sell effectively. And the product that we'll be talking today is the Sales Cloud. So what you see on your screen is the Salesforce One platform, the new generation platform that connects the Internet of Things together, the next generation platform that allows you to connect your devices, your products, your machines, your people, all into one ecosystem to sell more effectively. So today's talk is targeted towards sales guys, how to collaborate and win and leverage social technologies to sell more effectively. And we will be talking about Salesforce One Sales Cloud application and for the rest of the evening. And HCL Technologies will also be talking about, Firoz will be talking about how HCL leverages Sales Cloud for their internal sales. So quick snapshot on Sales Cloud. So Sales Cloud is one of it's Salesforce's core product that we introduced way back in 1999. It has gone through multiple iterations. It allows you to sell more effectively because it's available on any device. So if you have an iPhone, an iPad, or an Android-based device, it allows you to access that information right on the thing. And it's automatically collaboration enabled. So we leverage technologies like Chatter, which we'll also be talking about shortly when we demonstrate the product to you, is how to leverage current technologies like Facebook, take those concepts of getting real-time updates, finding the right people to ensure that you have the information in hand, and put it within the enterprise. So it helps you connect with experts so you can collaborate with them and sell effectively. It also allows you to build applications, custom applications, like if you want your sales team to do your expense management, your leave management, or travel management, or a cab booking application, whatever all of those things, how do you leverage that and put it into your access the sales team, giving access to the sales team on your mobile devices. All of them customized for you, however you want it, wherever you want it. So that's what we'll be talking about Sales Cloud. And Sales Cloud inherently comes with a lot of CRM aspects of campaign management to lead management to marketing automation to key account management, collaboration, analytics. And for developers like you, who some of you are on the audience, how do you leverage cloud community technologies to go to market fast by using workflows and approvals and tools to ensure that the sales guys have the right updates for them and right information at the right time. And especially for managers, we also have built-in analytics for you to create dashboards on sales performance, dashboards on activity management, forecasting, so that you know what is the quality of the pipeline, what kind of products are you selling, what kind of products are you not selling, who are you connecting with, who you are not connecting with. All that in a collaborative fashion, all that connected to Facebook and Twitter also, for you to get, okay, who are your customers and what are they talking about on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be talking about all of those things in the demonstration also. So today's talk, Sales Cloud, is the platform for you to collaborate internally and win more deals and be more productive. And of course, with our communities platform that is also available as a part of our offering, you can also collaborate with your partners, with your channel managers or retailers or whoever it is who's in the network, to automatically create branded communities of these people and connect them within the same infrastructure, within the same solution, so you can sell more effectively, collaborate with your partners and sell more effectively at the end of the day. And Sales Cloud has been a product leader for the past few years. And we've been rated by Gartner, we've been the IDC, we're Forrester as the #1 cloud-based CRM application available in the market. We have about more than 100,000 customers leveraging this particular application. And typically, the reason people leverage Salesforce Sales Cloud is essentially because they're looking to grow pipeline because they're not able to find the right leads. And when you say pipeline, is find the right leads to sell effectively, ensure that you convert those leads because you have all the information you want regarding that lead, and then improve productivity. So we have seen people improve productivity by almost 36% because you have all the information you need on the mobile device. You have all the information you need to connect to the right people using collaboration. And of course, at the end of the day, when you have built your pipeline, when you improve your productivity, you sell more effectively and improve your reps performance by increasing the win rate by almost 26%. And the bottom line is, of course, for you to have those real-time insights as to what's happening within your company, who's performing, who's not performing. All that brings you better forecasting accuracy, better insight into your company's performance. With that in mind, I'll switch over to the demonstration. Quick demonstration, 5-minute demonstration. How would Sales Cloud enable your teams to be more collaborative and win more effectively within the company, find the right information, find right data whenever you want, how you want. So switch for a demonstration, and then we'll give it over to Firoz to run you through HCL's relationship with Salesforce. Okay, so you're in Sales Cloud Salesforce application. I'll just wait for a moment for the delay to be. There's a delay in the thing. Okay, so we are back in. So you're in Salesforce Sales Cloud application. Your Cirrus Computers is the computer that you're working for. So you're looking at the home page. Essentially, what you see in the home page is real-time updates coming to you in the form of dashboards and reports that you want. You're also seeing tasks that is coming. So real-time updates from other people in your organization saying these are tasks associated with you that you need to start working on it. Updates on who's your calendar or how does your calendar look like, who are the people that you need to meet at any point of time. So you have real-time information coming into you, guiding you to do, okay, what do you need to do today, and what is it that your rest of the week looks like. But the key thing that Salesforce also provides, we spoke about earlier, is Chatter. Chatter is our collaboration platform. Chatter is essentially, to give you a gist, it's like Facebook for the enterprise. Chatter allows you to find the right people, right data, and get real-time updates whenever you want it, wherever you want it. And it's inherently mobile enabled. So if you see on my screen, I have a feed. Essentially, this is feed. Everyone uses Facebook outside of office. Everyone's comfortable using Facebook-like technologies, Facebook, Twitter. So we are taking the same concepts but put it within the enterprise. To see here on my screen, I see that United Partners is an opportunity that Rajkumar is working on. He's asking Sue, hey Sue, I'm looking for the newest version of the product brochure. So he's trying to find the right people who are there to say, okay, what is the latest document that you need? And Bill is here sharing the most competitive product guide that's available right away. It also has ROI analysis on slide 5. So instantly he's able to collaborate with other people within the company, just like he would be able to ask those questions on Facebook. We're leveraging through those technologies here. It's just not that. We see here the marketing team can create a repository of your files and documents. They can create repositories so you can access them whenever you want it, wherever you want it. So Sue here has for the latest product presentation, which you can review it and then access it so that you can deliver it to the customer right away or use it in your presentations right away when you're on the field. Then of course there are you can create a group of invite your actual customers within these collaborative groups and connect to them and ensure that you share real-time updates with your customers whenever you want it. Of course, at the end of the day, Salesforce also provides you a recommendation engine. If you see on the right-hand side of your screen, Salesforce has this built-in analytics that automatically checks, okay, you're working on certain types of deals, you're following certain people. Why don't we tell you there are a few other people that you can follow on? So it automatically recommends you, what, you should be following Vance here because he reports to you. You should be following Brenda here because she just joined last week and she's part of your team. You should be following this particular account information because you also follow certain related information regarding the same thing. So Salesforce also brings you that real-time recommendations engine so that you know, okay, these are the people that are important within my network and let me connect to them, making it easier for you to find that information. So leveraging this current generation collaboration technologies that's available outside the company and putting it inside within the company. So on top of that, of course, you can have groups, create a group of competitive experts, create a group of product experts or a sales strategy group, or even create a customer group of inviting customers that we spoke about. And as and when you create this internal network of people connecting and sharing information and connecting people, you can create topics, trending topics. So what's trending today? What is the hot topic that's happening within your company? What are people talking about? Is there a particular brochure document that a lot of people are talking about? So you can access those topics offhand right away and get that information on hand. So if you see here, automatically you are providing this real-time updates coming back to you of certain specific information that you have chosen. You can follow people, you can follow files, you can follow documents, you can follow anything that you want, presentations, whatever you want at the end of the day to get the right information fast. So let me switch over to a particular account that I'm working on. Of course, this I'll give it over to Feroz to take it further. So let's say you have an account, let's Advanced Internet Corporation that you're working on. You see here, within an account also there is a feed that I have. So I can collaborate in context. So a lot of times, you are working on a particular opportunity or a lead or a particular inquiry that has come in from a particular customer. You share that you have that on an email. So once you want to get back to that particular conversation that you might have regarding a particular client or a customer, you have to loop it into the email. Now we can bring in collaboration capabilities right within the platform, saying that where we can connect with right people and say, what, do you have any connects here within the company? And then so that you can So you can share it so people can collaborate automatically. You can share documents, create a poll, or create any business actions that you want to do. You can also, just like you follow people on Facebook, you can go and follow a particular record. So what you're bringing is collaboration in context to your particular account that you're working on, so that you can have all that related information, all those conversations that you are having offline in your emails right within one place. So you can access it right there. So this is how you could manage your accounts, you manage your account teams, so you can collaborate with this team internally and sell more effectively because you can find the right people, you can find the right data, you know who are the contacts within this account and what kind of activity that you're doing, so you have the activity ratings available for you. You also know what are the opportunities that you're working on to ensure that we are on top of those opportunities, where we are with respect to those opportunities. If you see there's even an age indicator, it automatically tells you what you haven't connected with this particular customer for a while for this particular opportunity. So Salesforce allows you to not just collaborate internally and find the right people and find the right answers and the documents. It also allows you to be on top of things by guiding us to know who are the people that you need to connect, who are the people that you have not connected in the last few days, last few weeks. Of course, activity management, all of those things feed into your real-time information of what's happening within the company. Real-time information, okay, who are all the people working within a company, who are the people who are not working within the company. With that, I'll switch over to the dashboards. I'm trying to give you a gist of what are the different capabilities of the Sales Cloud sales application. So typically there is campaigns and leads and accounts and opportunities, everything that you want to leverage. The standard things of qualifying a lead and bringing it into an opportunity, tracking that lead to closure, forecasting that particular lead, and then getting real-time analytics. We have all of those things packaged in the product with collaboration and mobile attached to it. So if you can have real-time dashboards. If I'm a sales rep, I need to know how I'm performing. Typically, a lot of these CRMs that are deployed are not really successful because the actual user doesn't see any value in it. So we're trying to answer those questions by giving those people who are actual users of the system real-time access to the information, real-time access to their performance, real-time access to his pipeline, his key opportunities. How is he performing with respect to other people within their network of people, so that he is on top of his things and he's much more proactive as to what else needs to be done. Of course, we can push different level dashboards of CEO dashboards and all of those things for the end user also. And all of these dashboards and reports allows you to quickly customize and deploy it for the end user so that they can start using it and make it available on their mobile devices. So that's the gist of how Salesforce Sales Cloud allows you to collaborate internally, find the right information, get real-time updates of what are the activities that you have to do, who are the people that you need to connect, and of course the standard CRM core components of leads, campaigns, opportunities are still there, but with real-time collaboration built into it, with real-time mobility also built into it. Hopefully at some point in the future, when you guys connect, we can show the mobile aspects of it. We can't do it on the webinar, but that's also part of the offering. With that in mind, I will switch it over and give it to Firoz, who will run you through HCL's how HCL technology is using Salesforce technology.
Okay, so thanks Vijay. It was a wonderful presentation, and you have showcased a lot of capabilities of Salesforce. Okay, and just to add this thing that since we are also using Salesforce for almost more than 6 months time, so I would be able to share some insights and can give you some brief idea that how did it work for us, why the old legacy application did not work for us, what did we do to make sure that we move into the next cloud-based technology, and then how are we realizing the benefit to it. So maybe it would be too early and premature to say some dollar benefit, but yes, there are a lot of other benefits. There are a lot of qualitative benefits which are there, and obviously I'll be sharing those benefits to all of you. So let me move on to first of all, before I proceed, I'll just give you a very brief know-how of HCL Technologies. So HCL is a $6 billion enterprise company, and we operate out of more than 31 countries, having more than 90,000 employees. And you can think about this, that our sales community is more than somewhere around 3,000, 4,000 people. So it's a pretty big setup, and for this setup we have used Salesforce. Obviously we have rechristened, we have given it a new name called as Excalibur, but it's basically a Salesforce automation what we have done. So let me go through, few of the insights, and let me tell you that what exactly we did. So it's basically, I'll share some case study of our own implementation, what we did. So as I told you this, that we have named our Salesforce automation, which is the Salesforce, SFDC, to Excalibur. That's our internal terminology what we use. So this, we have implemented almost 6 months back, and we implemented it with the motto that we were having a legacy application which was not a very successful application. So I'll tell you about something about my legacy applications. We developed it in-house. It was a homegrown application, and we were having things like account management, contact management, but we were not having full-blown opportunity management. So you can think about this, that we were not actually doing full end-to-end CRM. We were not actually doing full end-to-end Salesforce practices. So that's how we felt that as and when we are growing, we are moving into multiple geographies, we are moving into multiple business lines. So what is it that we should do so that we have a very robust and scalable, intuitive Salesforce automation? And thus what we did is this: we did a lot of evaluation. So we explored n number of products, n number of companies. We went to each and every sales community. We thought, we sort of found that what is their burning need, what do they expect from a Salesforce automation, and then we did a lot of pilots in terms of a conference room pilot. We did a lot of studies, and then we came on to a conclusion that for us, for our strategy of IT strategy, or for our business strategy, we need some solution which can fit into our mode of working, and that would be we will appreciate if we will like that if it happens through a cloud model. And thus we explored a lot of cloud offerings, and when we explored multiple cloud offerings, obviously Salesforce came as one of the winners, and we thought of implementing it. So industry-wise, everyone knows this thing that HCL is a service company, it's an IT industry company. We cater to multiple geographies, let it be US, AMEA, APAC, India, Asia Pac, various geographies. We have hardcore frontline sales users, like 600 users who uses the frontline, sales application. When we did this implementation, we formed up a team which was a 14-member team, and these 14 members were a dedicated team. So we thought of having this team size to do complete the implementation. And if I have to talk about the pain which we were having in the old application, in the legacy application, was this: it was not an end-to-end solution. So it was there into bits and pieces. So we used to put a lot of time, energy, money just to get the analytics software, just to get the data about the sales. So if you need to do some reporting, if you need to do, get some real-time data, we have to go to multiple applications to get those information. And that was really a very, very burning pain point at that point of time. Then the other thing which we felt is this: as the world is evolving, as the business is, moving into a next direction, the sales is moving into a next generation platform, and we don't have the collaboration. So our in-house legacy application was not collaborated. We was not having any single, source wherein even though if we want to collaborate it with, Facebook or Twitter, we cannot do that. We cannot even do the internal collaboration. So that was one of the pain points which we observed. Then it was the other, biggest thing what we felt is this: it's not scalable. So if suppose we add a new line of business, or if we add a new hierarchy, or if you add a new business in itself, we cannot scale it up. It's as good as writing a new application. So that was one of the burning needs. Then the other thing is this: we were spending humongous cost in terms of the support. So we were having a fleet and loads of people doing only support, only coding. So that was something a nightmare. So we thought of these are the big pain points. Then how to overcome it? Obviously we chose Salesforce to overcome this this problem, this pain point. And thus the objective was this: we should have a scalable application. We should have a very simplified process, and we use this as an opportunity to optimize our process, to optimize our architecture, to move into the next generation process, to make sure that we are equipped and powered with analytics. We are equipped and powered with lot of integrations. Why? Because if we have let's say 100 different applications which run, so how do we make sure that our next Salesforce automation, next Salesforce platform is integrated with each and everything, and there's a seamless real-time data flow which happens. So these were the objective for our implementation, and thus we started a project called as Excalibur, which was implementation of Salesforce. So let me move on to the next slide, and then I'll give you some more insights of it. So if I have to share the scope and services of this implementation, so we divided this into four major buckets. One was obviously the process development. Why? Because as I said that we thought of utilizing this as an opportunity to ensure that our even process gets realigned, it gets re-engineered. So if we have an old design, old way of working, let's move on to the new way of working. Let's move on to more robust way of working. So we thought of having this as an opportunity to do a process realignment and process re-engineering. So one of the vertical was dedicatively working on the process development part. And then the other vertical was working upon the data migration part. Why? Because that sales is all about analytics. Sales is all about data. It's all about a real-time data which you get. So we were having data for last 10 years, but that was there in a legacy application. That was there into bits and pieces. It was not a clean data. But there were a lot of duplicates. So we even thought that this project would be used as an opportunity to migrate the data and a very clean and pristine data. So we had a strategy, we made a strategy of migrating the data, let it be accounts, contacts, or opportunities. So all data were migrated into the new system, and that was one of the verticals. We thought that this set of people would be working dedicatively for data migration. So there was a mix of IT people, mix of business people, mix of sales people who ensured that the data is cleansed, data is mined, data is approved, validated, and then we uploaded that. And then obviously the third vertical was the integration vertical. Why? Because when we thought that when we are moving to a next gen application, integration would be one of the asks from the sales user. There's no point having a sales application and if it is not integrated with your day-to-day operational system. So let's take an example of exit management. If suppose someone resigns, some sales user resigns. So if you don't integrate your application, if you don't integrate your sales application to an exit management system, it will not give you a real-time data. Why? Because if someone resigns, the data needs to be transferred to someone else, the account needs to be transferred to someone else, the opportunity needs to be transferred to someone else. There's a whole lot of activity which needs to be done. So our one vertical was made in terms of integration. So what was the best possible way so that we can integrate our enterprise solution, we can integrate our enterprise applications and other things. So there was a dedicated team of people working for the design of this. There was people working on ensuring that the integration happens in a seamless way. It does not it sticks to the security guidelines. So all those things. Integration was one of the challenges which we faced, and that was one of the scope and service for this case study. Then obviously the service. Okay, so we had a full approach of implementation. So there was a governance build up, there was an operational committee, there was a steering committee, there was people working as a project team, there was change management committee, and we strategized in such a way that everything has to be pretty planned. So and that's how if I have to tell you this thing that we achieved this entire thing in 4 months time. So that itself is a big achievement. Why? Because we did this in a very planned, meticulous way. And we had a very strong project, program governance and communication methodology. We had a very strong change management because I personally, as an IT head, I personally felt that this project is not an IT project, rather it's a business project. So how is it that IT will become an enabler to make sure that the adoption is there? So a very effective change management plan was, articulated, and we ensured that we run the change management campaign and plan from day one till the time it gets transitioned and stabilized. So it's not like that only we did training. So we did various things. We did stakeholder analysis. we sort of rolled out a questionnaire to everyone. We did trainings, we did banners, we did roadshows, we did n number of things. Why? We felt that this is a big change at an organization level, and if we run the change management plan, then only I think we should be able to achieve the purpose. Then the other thing was this other ask from, you know, one of the other pain point in our legacy application was this, that was not mobile enabled. So as you know that sales people are always there in field, and if you don't enable them, if you don't empower them with a mobile technology, then we are not doing justice to a sales application. So thus we felt that this would be opportunity for enabling our full Salesforce community with a mobile device, and we made the application in such a way that each and everything, whatever you do in a desktop or in a laptop, should be able to be done in a mobile device also. And that was a big achievement, because you know that's a motivating factor for a sales force or for a sales community or a frontline sales guy, that how do you make it mobile enabled, and we did that. Then we even had a release management. Why? Because the main purpose of having a release management is this: the ask was multiple, so there were multiple requirements. So we did not sort of waited for each and everything to be completed. So we, phase by phase, we kept on releasing something, and the ball was rolling, the things were getting transitioned, things were getting stabilized. So all of these things were governed in a good framework, in an excellent framework, and these all things were as a scope and the scope of the project. So let me move on to the next slide. Okay. So in this slide, I'll be talking about the developmental solutions what we did. Okay, so the first thing which I would like to highlight is this: the implementation what we did was a global SFDC implementation. So when I say global, it was done for 31 countries, because we have operations in 31 countries. So it was done globally for each and every country, each and every operations wherever we used to operate. So this was a pretty big implementation. Then we did this in an agile methodology. Why? Because from over a period of time, we learned a lot of things. Okay, so we utilized those things in terms of adopting a methodology, and that was one of the success criteria also. Then we did a full blown implementation with a proper methodological way, wherein having a design, having an architecture, having solutioning, having testings, different test cases were signed, integrations, UAT, deployment. So each and every phase, life cycle of the implementation was being adopted to. And what we did is this: we initiated to actually we started implementation with accounts, contacts, and opportunities, and then we moved on to various other things. Why? Because why I'm highlighting this thing, because as such, if you talk about Salesforce automation application or a CRM product, multiple CRM products are available in market for multiple industry. But when you talk about a professional industry, when you talk about a service industry, it becomes very complicated. And I must tell you this thing, that Salesforce is one of the applications which proved that even in such a scenario, this can work out. Okay, and we were having such a complicated business scenarios, wherein we have verticals, we have horizontals. We want to distribute the TCV into vertical, horizontal. So we want that all the account managers, let it be a vertical or horizontal, should get their own share of percentage. So all these things were managed in such a way that we ended up making a hybrid sort of an opportunity module. So Salesforce supported us. So I must tell you the thing that I have personally explored other applications also, other products also, and wherein I felt that this is a big challenge, but here Salesforce helps us to overcome this particular challenge. And then what we did is this: as I told you in my previous slide, that we integrated our application to various applications. We integrated our Salesforce application to various other applications what we had. So we were having lead management system, we integrated that. We were having capability development and execution system, we integrated with that. We felt that Salesforce sales community, they keep on traveling. They keep on having some spend for their leads or contacts or accounts or whatever. So how do we integrate that to our claim system? Okay, so that was one of the big achievements. What we did is this, even the claims and all those things can be raised through our SFDC application only. So you don't have to go to multiple applications for doing this, because I know we understand that salespeople are always on field. They need mobility. They need a application which can empower them with different other supporting applications. So we enabled these things. We enabled the travel management system through Salesforce. The best thing what we did is SSO single sign-on. So if you have 20 application and Salesforce, we are integrating each and every application with Salesforce. So we ensured that it is single sign-on, so that they don't have to remember multiple passwords, and they don't have to go to multiple applications. Then the other thing is this: although Salesforce empowers you with great set of analytics and reporting, transactional reporting, but we even enabled that with SAP BI and BO, so that the management dashboards and different high-level analytical report can also be enabled for the top levels. So that also we did, okay, and that was a part of the integration. And then we even migrated all our legacy data to the new application, which itself was a big task, and we did that. As I told you, that mobility, obviously we did that. Why? Because mobility was one of the gray area in our legacy application, and we personally felt that we should empower people with mobile solutions. So we did that also. Now let me go into next slide. Okay, so we adopted the agile methodology. So what exactly is it? In my last slide I was talking about release management. So this is something related to that. So what we did is this: when we did workshop, when we did evaluation, when we spoke to the frontline sales user, we got to know that there are hundreds of requirements which they want. Maybe something is must to have, something is good to have, and something is luxury to have. But we sort of jotted out each and every requirement which came in from different sources. And then what we said is this: let's release this into bits and pieces. So I don't want that we should wait for 4 months time or 10 months time or a year's time to make sure that everything goes live in one time. So we chart them out in different chunks, and then we had a we categorized that into different sprints. So what we said is this: let's have 1 day in a week, or let's say 1 day in a fortnight, wherein we will say that on this date we will release that particular sprint. So if 10 CR, 10 change requests or 10 requirements is there into one sprint, we will release that, and for that 10 we will adopt to all end-to-end life cycle, so that there would be test cases, there would be analysis document, there would be different checklists, there would be release trackers, so everything was there. So this we did that into a sprint by sprint basis, and that's how it helps us in transitioning. It helps us in ensuring that people are leveraging that. So that was also a big success factor. And apart from that, if you say that we always thought of having a meetings on a regular basis. On every week we used to have a operational committee which used to decide onto various operational factors. On every month we used to have a steering committee wherein the business leaders were there, and they were demonstrated that what sprint release we did, what is the benefit which is going to come, whether it is being leveraged or not, whether the knowledge transfer has been done or not. So all these things were being done on a very judicious manner. It was being done on a regular manner, and all these things added to the success of our story. So let me move on to the next slide. Okay. So the next slide talks about more into integration. Why? Because our integration approach was such that it was a bit complicated. Why? Because we adopt a lot of hybrid solutions, and there are a lot of solutions which are there in cloud, a lot of solutions which are there on-premise. We have SAP, we have BI, BO. So we thought of having a very strict governance towards integration, and every integration requirement which came in, it was properly judged, it was tested, and a proper solution was crafted for that. It was properly deployed, and then after all this checks and governance, then only it was deployed. And we had a good governance that if suppose there's an error, then how it has to be tracked, what has to be done for the error. So all those things were carved out, and thus we integrated our Salesforce application with multiple applications. So it was more than somewhere around 15-20 different applications were integrated with Salesforce, and it gave us a good result. So that's what integration was, and integration was a big aspect for our case study. Now let me come on to the program management and governance approach. So as I was telling you this thing, that we had different committees. We had operational committee, we have executive committee, we have program management, project leadership committee. So different committees were there, and different set of responsibilities were given to different committees. So everyone was responsible for some set of deliverables, and then he or she in turn has to report that to the next committee. And this played a very good governance, and thus we achieved each and every requirement, each and every CR which was about to be delivered. We delivered that in time. We delivered that in right time, with right budget and right passion. So we have governance structure wherein we had daily calls, weekly calls, monthly calls. We have change management, different activities running in. So we were having a dedicated change manager who was running the full change management activity. We were ensuring that the knowledge transfer is being given to each and every frontline sales user. So not only a sales user, even a backend people like finance people who were taking some data from this application, they were also empowered. They were also enabled with a lot of analytics and data. So we had run a very effective program management and the governance approach, and thus this was also one of the success factor why we successfully went live on the day we planned. So there was not even single day of a delay as per the planned project what we did. And this is something which I personally was there in at San Francisco, and I met some senior executives of Salesforce. So even they were also so passionate to hear this thing, that how come HCL did this implementation with only 14 people, that too in 4 months, and that too end-to-end life cycle. So they also, for them also, this was a case study that yes, this is something which is adorable and something which can be proved as a case study. Why? Because without a delay, in time, in budget, if you do something, and that too such a complicated Salesforce automation which is end-to-end life cycle, it was something which everyone adored about that. No, so let me go with this last slide. So obviously this would be the last slide, but however I am open for taking any questions. So what is the value which we realized or which got delivered with this? So see, there are different qualitative values, even quantitative values which have come. So at this stage, again I am telling that I will not be coming on to any dollar benefit or any number benefit, but yes, we saw that there is a drastic improvement in the pipeline. We saw that, we realized that in 6 months time we realized that. We saw that the data which we have is pristine, clean. We saw the efficiency of the sales frontline users going up. We saw there is a very clean opportunity management. We saw that a very very effective activity management being run. So we saw that there's a smile on the faces of the sales frontline community. We could realize this, that we have really simplified the life of the sales people. We empowered them with different different technologies. We empowered them with different applications, and everything was empowered in terms of mobile device. So all the things, all the values which we got, it's something we realized that yes, these were the values which were we never realized at the time of the legacy application. So the pain points which we're having in the legacy one were realized into this implementation. So now it's something like this. If a new business line gets added, we really enjoy this, that yes, we can do that in a day's time. We can even add a new vertical, new horizontal. Everything can be done in a day's time. Earlier we used to take months time to do that. So these are nothing. It's an indirect benefit which is coming to the company. And however, if time permits, maybe after 6 months when our results and everything comes out, definitely I can give about the dollar benefit or the ROI is what we have got. But this time it's premature to decide upon that, and I'm not commenting anything on this. So with this, I complete my set of information which I thought of sharing with you guys. Now, if any questions is there, anything which anyone wants to understand, so Vijay is also there and I'm also there, so we can take upon those questions.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much, Firoz. That was very informative. Really appreciate it. And that's a great example of connecting multiple backend systems. Like essentially, you're becoming an internet of customers, so bringing all this data from multiple sources.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of questions here for Firoz. So Aradhana, you were saying something?
Yes, I was just saying thanks for the insightful presentation from you both. I request you to read out the questions and their answers so that all our users may listen to the insights.
Sure.
Okay, so let me read the first question which Dinesh Mehta has posted, and he is writing that it's true now everything is turning to internet market, but where we can directly meet to customers in internet, is there any website? So Vijay, you want to attempt this?
Yes. I mean, when you say customers, you're talking about other people within your community who are looking for certain services that you want. And that website could be your own website. And that website could be your Facebook page. That website could be your Twitter handle. That website could be your LinkedIn page that you have. So if you are a company who has all these channels that you leverage to put your brand in, you can listen to all of these different channels and see what people are talking about and who are all these customers who are talking about, and get insights as to what is your brand's perception, and maybe even generate leads or look at customer service issues of it. So there is no one particular website where you go for customers. It's what you as a marketing team bring about for your sales team to leverage. Okay. So there's a question from Swayam Ranjan. I still have confusion in the term CRM. In Salesforce or Siebel is market.
It is that I still have confusion in terms of CRM is Salesforce or Siebel is market leader. No comparison as such, but need to have right insight of this. See, I'll tell you the thing that when I say CRM, there are different products in CRM world. CRM is it's a world in itself. So there are different products. So Siebel is one of the products, Salesforce is one of the products, Dynamics is other product. So there are different products into this. No, at this stage, it won't be doing justice that I'll tell that who is the market leader or not. But I can share you my experience that I have used Salesforce, and I strongly feel that Salesforce, whatever requirement which we are having, those requirements have been fulfilled by Salesforce. So whether it is a market leader or not, I don't know. But yes, it's something which which has answered all my concerns, which has given me a lot of liberty in terms of maintaining my Salesforce automation. So that's what I can tell.
To add on to that, see, the term CRM is customer relationship management, and especially there are three parts to it. Customer relationship starts with marketing to your customer. Second part is onto market. If you're getting some responses, how do you sell to them? After you sell it, how do you service so that the customer life cycle can be managed? So that the sales, service, and marketing that goes into customer relationship management, because you're trying to maintain that relationship, maintain those touch points that happen through multiple ways, email marketing to SMS marketing to mobile marketing to everything, through your sales team who interact with them, all the way to post-sales service, your call centers and everything. So CRM compares everything. What we spoke about today is one part of that CRM, which is Salesforce automation, and how HCL is leveraging Salesforce Sales Cloud for the Salesforce automation part of things. Okay.
The next question is, who is going to maintain the database? See, it's basically a decision which has to be taken at organization level. Basically, there is someone called as Salesforce administrator, and that's something, a right which you can give to anyone, a sort of a super user sort of a guy, and he or she can maintain the database. But in our case, if I have to give you the answer, in my case, we have given the database maintenance authority to a team called as Sales Excellence team. So we have chosen few people from the sales community, and they sort of specialize into maintaining the data. So they are only doing it, but it's totally an individual organizational decision. So who maintains it? Generally, a Salesforce administrator can do this thing. The next question is again of Swayam Ranjan, and he writes that, do Salesforce support loyalty management? So I'll take that. We've seen today one application of Salesforce called Sales Cloud, which is standard sales management.
So we have different applications for different aspects of your customer relationship management. So there is sales for sales, service for service, and marketing for marketing. But what we also have, just like you guys have an application store for Android, there's Play Store. For iOS, there is Apple Store, App Store. What we also have is something called App Exchange, where this is world's #1 enterprise application marketplace, where customers are leverage our platform, our Force.com Salesforce One platform, to build any application of choice. So there is a lot of loyalty management applications like Philo loyalty management application that consumers like L'Oreal use over the world. So the platform is available for you to build loyalty management on your own, or there is an off-the-shelf products leveraging Force.com technologies available through App Exchange. Go to the next question.
Okay, so next question is from Swayam only. Salesforce dashboard are dynamic in nature.
Yes. So Salesforce dashboards that you see, they are real time. As and when data is updated, you can just refresh the dashboard and gives you the current information as if it's happening. Real-time dashboards, real-time reports, and all of them can be also be scheduled to be sent to your inboxes at any point of time.
Okay, so the next question comes from Shashwat Shripar. What are some issues which comes? So what are some issues which comes during data migration and integration, and how we can pre-plan and minimize overhead of manual work? So the main issues which comes at the time of data migration and integration is this: the duplicate records. So if you have to put lot of validation in terms of, so that the duplicate records does not get loaded. So this is a part of a data cleansing exercise. So if you cleanse your data properly, so you can avoid this thing. But in our case, we felt that this was something which was handled in a better way, and we eliminated duplicate records. Why? Because we did 3 levels of check. So it went to different level. Wherein we say that if we are uploading the final data, so it is totally cleansed and there's no duplicates. So all those checks and balances we carried out, and thus we ensured that the data rejection is not there. So validation is such a concern which comes during integration. And if you pre-plan that, if you really cleanse your data, if you make sure that all the validations which you have built in the system, you sort of simulate those validation in Excel so that your data is cleansed data, then I think your problem gets solved. And then again, the next question comes from Shashwat, which is, what is the best feature of Salesforce which makes it distinct and unique and vulnerable against other CRM? So Vijay, you can take this.
Definitely. So there are key things for a CRM implementation to be successful. Like I said, once the end user finds a use in it, I mean, it's a circle, it's a vicious circle. I mean, for its implementation for CRM to be successful, you need to ensure that the users are using the system. That means there needs to be adoption. If the adoption is not there in place, then you're not going to get those reports, dashboards, those real-time dynamic reports and dashboards we're seeing. It's not going to happen. So the key thing that Salesforce allows you to bring to the table is leverage current generation technologies. Like if you saw Chatter, which is collaboration, which is ease of use for them to find the right updates. That makes it easy for them. So there is mobility that's available to ensure that everything that you access internally is accessible on the mobile device, so you can access it wherever you want. So that all of those things are targeted towards ensuring the adoption is high. And until and unless you fix adoption, you won't get those insights. So the key feature that you say, from my perspective, is bringing mobility in, bringing collaboration in, and making it open to connect with other systems. So if you saw how HCL technology is connected to like 6, 7, 8 different systems in the backend, we make it easy for you to do those kind of things, so you get those 360 view of the customer.
Okay, so the next question comes from Shibu, and he writes that, does the implementation has a social connection? Any social tools used like Radian 6, etc. Any encryption used to secure restricted data on the cloud? Mobility is enabled through Salesforce Classic. Now Salesforce One is out. How does it compare? Any plan to move to Salesforce One? Was it a single org or multi-org implementation? To answer the question, Shibu, that yes, there are a lot of APIs which you can use for connecting any social media. Obviously, Radian 6 is Salesforce product only. So any social media can be integrated through very standard APIs. That's the part of the parcel. And then about the encryption thing, the decryption is a part of security. If although the data which resides in cloud, it is totally secure, and there are a lot of indemnification and all those things which are already there in place. So security wise it is secure, but still Salesforce as an application, you can use any encryption or decryption tool to associate to that. So that's something which is over and above this application. So if you have if suppose you use the same set of data for any banking information or something, so you can always integrate that to a encryption and decryption tool. So that's something which you have to write as a form of a custom object. So that's possible. Now coming on to a question on the Salesforce Classic. So yes, Salesforce Classic was there, and now Salesforce Classic has moved on to the next stage of Salesforce 1. So I'll give you my experience that we use Salesforce Classic, and then now we are migrating everything to Salesforce 1. So hopefully by next week we would be migrating to Salesforce 1, which is more robust, it's more intuitive, and a lot of more features have been added into this. So I hope I have answered your question, Shibu.
Yeah. So one more thing to add is Salesforce inherently has something called social accounts and contacts, where you can connect a particular client's information to their Facebook, Twitter page, so you can get insight what's happening. It also can connect a particular lead or a contact that you have in a database to their social profiles, so we can see what those conversations are happening in social media for that particular contact or data point. So that's available inherently part of the product.
Okay, so next question comes from Roshan Kumar. It is how to reduce cost of development. The cost of development can be reduced if you use mostly the standard objects. So if suppose you are doing too much custom, if you are adding too much custom objects, then obviously the cost of development increases. But if you agree to use the standard objects, I think a cost of development can be pretty much controlled, and it's easy to use feature. So I don't think so this would be a concern. And the next question comes from Vijay Kharatmol. How successful is CRM in India for mid-sized market, and what are we gazing in terms of implementation of CRM in India? See, in India, the CRM market is growing like anything. So if you talk about the enterprise segment, obviously everyone uses CRM, let it be any product. But specifically, I see that the SMB sector has started adopting CRM, because the way business is growing, the way business is evolving in India, you need to have data, real-time data on your mobile. So how do you enable that? Obviously, Salesforce, any CRM application plays a vital role in that. And in India, I see that the trend is increasing. So all the SMB, like small and medium business, they are adopting the CRM feature. So any product, but yes, CRM is getting evolved in India. Next is Abhijit has written, while interfacing with SAP BI, any limitation you face? No, we have not faced any limitation. We pretty well interfaced BI with Salesforce, and lot of our management reportings and dashboards, we use BI for this. So it has been interfaced, and I have not faced any issues in this. Then the next question comes from Mahesh Abula. I have 14 years experience in IT development, CRM, CMS, which is campaign management system implementation, and was part of all the roles which can be viewed as a part of SDLC. I want to check with you guys on, can someone like me can start his career in Salesforce if yes?
I would suggest you go to salesforce.com, and there are a lot of training partners available. You can start with that. So we have NIIT, CEDU, Infotech, all do Salesforce training and also do certification work also. I think that's the best place to start. I think there's some questions that we could skip regarding partnerships and everything.
Right. I'm really sorry to bother you, but due to time constraint, I request you both to take the unanswered questions offline, which I will share with you through email. So if you would like to sum up the session for today, or take one or two questions, you can definitely do it right now.
So I think we'll take a last question, because even I am also running out of time. Okay, because I have some other scheduled meetings. So let's take the this. So I'll take one last question. So let me come on to. So there's a question from Dinesh Mehta: how it will filter required information from Facebook or LinkedIn?
Yeah, so like I said, we have built-in social connectors called business account, the social business accounts and social contacts, which will take up the business account's name and automatically filter and display such information. We also have specific social media connectors for Facebook and Twitter, which will filter based on the social profile that you have built of a particular customer, like his Facebook ID or Twitter handle, we can take that information and automatically filter and attach conversations to it. So that's also possible.
Okay, so I think that's it from my side, because we are already, we have overshooted 10 minutes more. So Aradhana, I think.
Thank you everybody for your time. I think it was great presenting and talking to you. And thank you, Firoz, for taking time out of your time and presenting your experience leveraging Salesforce at HCL.
Okay, so thanks everyone.
Thanks, Aradhana.
Thanks, and it was really a great session today. I'm really thankful to our guest speakers for conducting this wonderful webinar. It was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of the webinar will be available on techgig.com by tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Firoz. Thank you, Vijay. Have a great evening ahead.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Thanks.
Or meeting in